What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. Happy Halloween, happy October. It's our favorite time of the year. Tonight, I'm going to kick off 31 Days of Horror. This is the third year that we've done this. We try to get a review out each day of October, either on our YouTube channel or website or both. We're all huge horror movie fans here. We love this time of year. So we love talking about new and some of our favorite horror flicks. But tonight, I want to kick it off the right way with a movie maybe a lot of you have not seen, a lower budget horror flick. Our friends over at Katrina Wan PR hooked us up with an advanced copy of this. This movie came out in September. Had an absolute blast with it. Our good writer and mate, Niall Fortner, actually got to interview the writer and directors of this film. And that's up here on our YouTube channel, the full podcast and interview. Really interesting interview. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll put the link up right up here. So the film Haunt is written and directed by Scott Beck and Bryan, Iowa natives. They also helped write the script for A Quiet Place, which is a huge, massive hit for John Krasinski. These guys really know how to write a great script, you know, especially in the horror movie genre. And this is another great example with Haunt. So it's up in the film, we have a group of friends. They end up finding this off the beaten path haunted house, Halloween. You see people like dressed up in costumes all over, having a good time. It's the best night of the year. And it takes place down in southern Illinois by University of Illinois, Champaign area, which is really cool because I've been down there and partied a lot with friends in college. Really nice setup because the setup of the film, it actually looks like Halloween, you know, just like the leaves falling, you know, the changing of the colors of the trees. It just, you know, has that atmosphere, that feel of Halloween. So just from the get-go of the film, it sets it up very nicely. Nobody else is really there. There's, you know, a guy in a mask, you know, outside the building. They go up to it and they enter, and just a lot of weird shit starts happening. They find out that people inside of this haunted house aren't just there to scare them. They have something more sinister in mind. And throughout the film, we see these people, you know, kind of fighting off the monsters and ghouls and people, you know, dressed up in these masks and costumes, them trying to essentially take them out one by one. And it starts off like with a bunch of really gruesome scenes. This movie is very brutal, and I think a lot of that has to do with the producer on this film, Eli Roth, which is no stranger to the horror movie genre. This guy knows how to make good horror flicks. So that being said, there's so much gore and like traps and things they set up throughout the house and people trying to get out of there. There's like little tunnels and secret passageways. But as you can imagine, it doesn't end well for a lot of these characters. I will say the characters inside of this haunted house, they were very spooky and creepy looking. You know, there's like a devil, like a clown, a guy with a chainsaw, just a bunch of like weird monsters and things like that with different masks on. But what's underneath the mask is even more terrifying, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Katie Stevens plays Harper. She's kind of like the lead, female lead in this film, and there's a really great story about her, kind of her past and like that intertwining with them being inside of this haunted house. And she had a really great, I think, arc in this film as well. She was the most interesting character, I should say, in this film, and she really kicks some ass. She really does a really great job with this character, and definitely one of the standout performances. Will Britton played Nathan in this film. He's another character, probably one of the better performances. A lot of these people are kind of unknown actors and actresses. I was not familiar with their work, so this is the first time seeing them. But those two characters are definitely the best in the movie, especially what happens at the end. So Haunt is a low-budget horror film, and sometimes that makes me a little worried. You know, with not a huge budget, you can only do so much with the film. But at the end of the day, it's all about writing a good script, having great pacing, and the use of the music, you know, to really create this creepy atmosphere. And, you know, sometimes you don't need money to make a great horror film, and this is a key example. You know, like an indie, low-budget horror film, this is probably one of my favorite films of the year, and definitely one of the sleeper hits of the year. And also thought Scott Beck and Bryan did an excellent job creating this atmosphere in this haunted house. It has similarities to films like Saw, Trick or Treat, The House is October Built, you know, a lot of similarities, but I think it's a movie on its own because they really created something special here, something unique. And again, these characters and these people that are within this haunted house and what's underneath these masks is just utterly terrifying. I think they did a really great job of writing a script and directing this film and really paying attention to the key elements that make, you know, horror movies scary. So I'm going to give Haunt a 4 out of 5 haunted house hair pieces. So if you guys have seen the movie Haunt, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from a spooky haunted house. Woo! Until the next horror movie review. Cheers!